It's okay to be a people pleaser, and it's okay to be a recovering people pleaser. I'm not saying it's 1,000% healthy. That's not the focus of this conversation. But what I want to get at is, as you're trying to work through that and you're thinking about how that impacts like relationship dynamics and stuff like that, it is such a beautiful thing to be in a dynamic with somebody and to realize that your function in that dynamic is not solely to make things easier for the other person. It's not solely to figure out how to make everything this person wants come to light and to help them accomplish it and to make it easy for them. And that's not to say there's anything wrong with wanting your loved one or like your friend or whoever's in front of you to accomplish their goals, to have a good time, what have you. There's nothing wrong with that. And at the same time, part of actually building intimacy and connection is to say, I too have needs. And for some people, it's easier for them to express, right? Like, I need this, I need that, blah, blah, blah. And so it's nice for the people who are good at fulfilling needs and like to play that role, because they're like, oh, cool, this person is very expressive about what they need. Let me do it. And then we're in a good place. And then we stay in this pattern of they have a need, whether they express it or not, I help them get it met. I like orient myself around that. And because I have this feeling of like goodness or accomplishment and like connection because I'm helping this person in this way, then it feels good. And like that's relationship and da da da. And I think it's a lot more complicated than that. And I think it gets to be more fulfilling when you do give yourself that space to say, actually, I do kind of have a need myself, or actually, I would love to be here for you right now, but I'm tired. Like, I need a nap, and I'm worried if we get into this conversation, I want to be present with you, that I'm going to start like zoning out because I'm exhausted and because I don't have the capacity for this. And then I'm going to spend that time shaming myself for how shitty of a friend I'm being, or how I'm not able to like make everything all about you, when in reality I just haven't addressed my needs. And maybe I've been in a lifelong pattern of not addressing my needs or not thinking that they're important. But in a dynamic that you're trying to have be healthier or more fulfilling, that's required. Like, you have to also acknowledge your needs. It is supposed to be equitable. And a partnership, and like two people or two entities or 7 entities, whatever your preferred dynamic is, coming together in a way that is conscientious and accommodating of all the parties present, and being thoughtful in that way. And it's hard for people to accommodate you if you are used to tucking yourself away and making yourself smaller. It doesn't mean that it's not possible, but it does mean, and I think part of the aim of this, video where I'm just chatting at y'all, is to suggest or encourage a little bit more taking up of space of expressing yourself. Because I think the intimacy on the other side of that is so beautiful. And just to give like an example from my personal life, I had like a weird work situation a little while back, and I was like, I'm mad uncomfortable. And so I called my friend who we were overdue for like a catch-up chat with, and I was like, hey, love you, so glad I could catch you on the phone, would love to like catch up, and also I need your help with this like right now, this like thing. And then we talked through it. We talked a little bit after to like follow up, and then I just got a recent message from her where she was asking for like my advice on something. And it was like, because of the nature of the conversation, I was like, I feel special just that she felt comfortable enough bringing this up to me, because I know it's something that like to other people might seem trivial. So I was like, for her to even be able to bring this issue up to me, there has to be a level of trust that like, not only am I gonna know that what's upsetting her is important, but I'm also gonna know that it's worth it for her to speak out, and I'm gonna know that she deserves to like be supported in the meantime. And I was just thinking to myself, I was like, part of why I imagine she trusts me to do this is because I trust her to do that. like, same thing to say like, hey, here's what I have going on, and I like need space. I need space held for me right now. Like, I have needs, and I'm not like the version of myself that has the answers right now. You know, if you ask me 2+2, sure, about this specific life situation, I don't know. And I need you. Or I need someone. And sure, if I like had to be alone, maybe I'd figure it out. Maybe I never fucking would. But I prefer to have this support. Like, I need it, and I don't feel bad that I need this support. I feel like this is an opportunity I'm giving you to show up for me. And if I have a need and I express that, and for some reason the other person doesn't meet it, I don't then turn on myself and say like, oh, you dumb piece of shit, like, for having feelings. Like, you wanted someone to be kind to you, you wanted someone to listen to you, you wanted someone to be there for you, you're so dumb, fuck you stupid piece of shit, why would you expect that? It's so unrealistic. I don't do that. And I try hard not to. And I feel like some people, like, it can be a little easier to slip into that. And I'm not saying I never have, but to like fight that and to say, hey, if someone can't like meet my need, or if I'm having trouble getting my needs met, it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with my needs or my wants. This is just an opportunity for me to employ a little bit of creative problem solving with like how to get the need met, and like hearkening back to you know, challenging those people-pleasing tendencies when you're trying to build up a community of support around yourself, and like to, you know, have this village that we all would have loved to be raised in. You can't just be the one who's fixing other people's needs and like going around and doing stuff. There is, for people who want an equitable relationship with you, there is going to be like a dearth, like an emptiness, a cavernous like space where there could be like color and vibrancy, because there's an inability to get that full closeness and intimacy because you're not allowing yourself to be seen fully. Having needs is being seen, and like being vulnerable is part of being seen. And if people can't see you and they can't know you, it's hard to show up for you. And so while I think there's so much beauty and there's just so much like amazing human ingenuity a lot of times in the ways that people pleasers may seek to accommodate others and seek to show others that they're important, and at the same time there is still so much room for you as a person who also has needs and can be poured into. You being good at looking after other people or making sure that they feel taken care of is not a sign that you don't deserve to be taken care of. And it's not a sign that you have to do everything that's going to make your life better on your own. You know, like there can be a tendency sometimes of like, I help other people, I fix things for other people. When it comes to my life, I also have to fix that, and it's alone, and I don't talk about any of it, and I just suffer. And it's not required. It's just not. There's so much beauty on the other side. There's so much like intimacy and closeness on the other side of saying like, hey, it feels nice to be supported by you, and I like this, and I need this, and I don't think of me any less for having needs, just the same, right, as you wouldn't think any less of the people that you care for and you pour all this into for having needs. It's just part of being here. We need each other. And so the more we can figure out how to need each other more openly and honestly and more intimately, then I think we see more growth in different areas of life. I think there's a lot of room for how gorgeous it can be, and we'll see a more robust community, because a lot of it is people pleasing that has us thinking like, and individualism is what I meant to say, that has us focusing just in such a one-track mind instead of how all of us can be taken care of.